Donald Trump has said he would impose a 25% tariff on goods coming into the US from Canada and Mexico, and an additional 10% on all Chinese imports, all on the first day of his presidency.
They lost. We are in the driver's seat. And what if I told you that the president-elect, President Donald Trump, is already doing more to change foreign policy for the better before even being sworn in? Many times on the campaign trail, President Donald Trump would say, my favorite word in the dictionary, my favorite word right next to love is the T word.
The word tariff is the most beautiful word in the dictionary. More beautiful than love.
There is no topic similar to tariffs that will get the clamoring and the anxiety of the corporate class. There's nothing similar to this. And Donald Trump announced last night something so profound. It's not just profound on an economic basis, because it is necessary for us to protect our industry and to be able to rebuild the muscular class. But it's also geopolitical, because this involves putting China in check. This involves stopping the hordes of criminal aliens that are coming into our country. You see, Donald Trump loves the T word for a reason, tariff. Because as he was reflecting on those 4 years of exile, I'm sure he grew and grew in appreciation. Wow. When I was president, my greatest wins were when I was able to use the other greatest word, because tariff, underneath tariff, is another beautiful word when you are trying to negotiate: leverage. Donald Trump understands the art of a deal better than anybody else. And so when you have unilateral tariff authority, especially when you are the incumbent economic power, especially when you are still the wealthiest country, especially when you call all the shots, especially when you are the global reserve currency, that especially is a unique opportunity for you to be able to use tariffs as a wealth creator. However, the bipartisan groups in D.C. say, oh, no, because they're all funded by these corporations that keep wanting to make their widgets in China and not make them in Cleveland, Tennessee.
Well, turns out both Canada and Mexico have a pretty good sense of who Trump is by now, and a pretty good sense that he's not interested in diplomacy and only cares about brute force. And so today, the Mexican president suggested Mexico could respond to any of Donald Trump's tariffs with tariffs of its own on U.S. products. And as for Canada, well, they issued a statement that included a thinly veiled threat of their own. Quote, our relationship today is balanced and mutually beneficial, particularly for American workers. Today, Canada buys more from the United States than China, Japan, France, and the UK combined. Canada is essential to U.S. domestic energy supply, and last year, 60% of U.S. crude oil imports originated in Canada. In other words, from Mexico, you've got the explicit threat of a trade war, and from Canada, you've got the implicit threat of a trade war. And I want to be crystal clear here. There are no winners in a trade war. None. No matter how big and powerful we all like to believe the United States is, we live in a global economy. And two of our top three biggest trade partners are the exact countries that Donald Trump is attacking as we speak.
It's an initiative that will get their attention and hopefully stop this invasion that we've incurred over the last 4 years that has just been devastating to our society.
So even if it does cause some inconvenience for folks, the goal is worth it.
Yeah, and you know, not only have people lived through this before, but the entire campaign, Donald Trump was talking about all of these things. And the reason I think that he won the election is because he was talking about common sense solutions to very real problems that affect people in their personal lives. And people said, you know what, I get all of the, you know, the hysteria about the guy, and I hear all the extreme names that they call him. But gee, what he's talking about makes a lot of sense. And I think tariffs were an integral part of that. Yeah. It makes sense. You've got drugs and human smuggling coming across the border. And if you can use tariffs to stop that,
we were talking before the show. Why is anybody surprised?
Yeah.
I mean, so many people in the media come out and say, oh, my God, we're shocked by it. He talked about it. He did it.
I think it's only
Trump
the media.
is making a new policy announcement. And the announcement is that in addition to China, he's going to put new tariffs on Mexico, our biggest trading partner, as well as Canada. And this is the guy who swore up and down he's going to make life cheaper for you and for me. He is now driving up the cost of your avocados, your smartphones, probably your toilet paper, and God knows Trump goes through a lot of that, Baruch Hashem. These tariffs are just taxes in disguise. And the people that will foot the bill, it's not Trump, it's not Wall Street, it's you, it's me, it's everybody else. Trump is going to make America great again by you paying more for stuff.